we'll get going. All right. Checking that you see a little Kim Voge on your screen. Yes? Okay. Very good. I was
Oh,
having fun in ChatGPT making my caricature. So, if Kelly, thank you for being our host or our moderator today. If anything
yep.
comes up in the chat and I miss it, feel free to interrupt me because I'm
Okay.
used to that. So, and Adam, since it's like your program, if if I miss anything, please let me know. All
Course.
right, very
Of
good.
course.
All right, we're going to get going on the random emoji power paragraph within short answer. Before we jump into the short answer part, I want to make sure you guys have an understanding of random emoji in general. So give me like either a thumbs up in the chat or a thumbs up on your screen if you have used random emoji before. Okay, not too many of you. All right, so let me give you a little rundown of random emoji so that you know where we're coming out with this. First of all, you probably have used the hamburger paragraph at least once or twice in your life in your classroom, and you have probably not had good results with that. It turns into think this is my paragraph about koala bears. Koala bears eat, koala bears live, koala bears sleep. Thank you for reading about my koala bears. And so we want kids to understand that writing pursues an idea. And so with the random emoji power paragraph, we give students a total of between 1 to 5 emojis, but we only give them one emoji at a time, and they write a sentence. And then whatever that emoji represents to them. So there's a lot of creativity here. It's writing on demand. So they write their first sentence and then we give them the second emoji and they have to connect those ideas and the third emoji, etc. And so as they are composing these, they're getting great practice with writing on demand, which is a tested skill basically with, at least in California, grades 3 and up. They are hooking ideas together, being totally creative, capitals at the beginning, periods at the end. So we're getting grammar skills and authentic writing. They are also learning that their teacher is not their only audience for their writing, which I think is really important lesson to learn at a young age. So they quickly compose this paragraph. And the old way we used to do this was with a application called Socrative, where the kids type and then it appears on the screen and you can turn it back to the kids to vote after you discuss some things. And so it was great interaction. But now with short answer, we get this benefit of some AI feedback for the students that we can't really give them in the ease of time. Plus, we've got some gamification. So we're going to get right into round one. I'm not going to explain how to do anything yet in short answer. I just want you to experience it.
Mhm.
So let me get my other account up and short answer. There we go. All right. Are you seeing a short answer screen now? Okay,
Yep.
wonderful. So I already created this. I'm going to go and I'll walk you through all this in just a moment, but I'm going to go to launch. I am going to do the quick write right now. This is just kind of the first one to get our feet wet. And I am going to turn on the emojis. This is important. Um, for the random emoji activity, actually, right? And then I'm going to click launch. And now I'm going to go ahead and copy this link. Sorry, I'm going to turn off the sound for now. And I'll put the link in here for you guys to join my short answer. Or if you're using your phone, you can go to app, or you just want to type in your browser, you can go to app.myshortanswer.com/join. And what's really cool in here is it gives you uh, a a anonymous name, if that makes sense. Here's the real you, but I can turn on the name randomizer basically, and you get your own emoji.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So the kids don't know who each other is. Now there'll always be that kid who tells who they are because they're kids. So it's what they do. But I can see all of who's logged in. We have 22 people, and I'm going to give it about 2 more seconds, 10 more seconds to get logged in. Um, so the first time I did this with the emojis, I went. Oh my gosh. Well, if I click this button, begin feedback and reflection, we're just gonna like go right to the end. We didn't get there. You got to click the emoji button. It's right here. So I'm going to click the emoji button. You guys on your screen have a space to write, correct? Okay. I don't have that same screen, so I can't show you. But I'm showing the emojis. So I am going to give you about a minute per emoji to write your sentence. And it just has to, we'll probably, you're adult authors, so you're going to make this fun and enjoyable, I'm sure. I always tell the kids, like, if the emoji of the lady in the red dress shows up, you don't just write, there was a lady in a red dress. Like we got to go on from there. And they the first time is rough, but they get the hang of it. So here is your first emoji. And so to me, it looks like it is a man in a yoga pose, like getting ready to get into a yoga pose. But he could be kneeling, he could be stretching, he could be getting up from sitting. You can make him do whatever you want him to do. He could just be in meditation. It could just be a man and put him in a sentence. So I'll let you type your sentence, but don't submit, please. The nice thing about using the random emoji generator in here is all the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms and questionable vegetables have been removed. So, sorry, Samuel. I saw you almost spit up your coffee. Um, uh, because you never know what kids are going to say. Actually, the peach came up the other day in here. There was still the peach, and a third grader did mention what a peach looked like to him.
Kim, I can tell you we've updated and that is now gone. It should be gone
All
now.
right, awesome. Good to know.
So
Good to know.
yeah, and I would just put in a plug there too. If you have feedback, if and when you use this, please email me directly because we are listening and can grow from
Awesome.
it. So yeah.
Okay. Yes, Debbie, just one sentence for that emoji. Now I'm going to give you the next one. So whatever you wrote for your first sentence, now you're going to try to connect that idea to this emoji. And emoji two is a pair of trunks, it looks like there. Okay. And if you don't like the emoji, you can hit the button again and it'll shuffle it. So, because the poop emoji is still in here, I believe. So if you don't want that and it comes up, you could just click the button again. But John requested the poop emoji stay. So, I mean, what are you going to do? All right. So now I don't know how you're going to build these blue shorts. You could pick the color of the shorts as blue. You could pick something blue here. All right. So now you probably got sentence number two done. On sentence number three, I want you to try to begin this sentence with a prepositional phrase. I'm going to throw some grammar out at you. Try to begin this sentence with a prepositional phrase. And our third emoji is a woman. We're getting kind of boring emojis right now. I mean, when I start getting too many people in a row or too many emoji, like smiley faces and whatever in a row, I click it again. But we've got this woman in here. Her hair looks rather silver to me. I was at a business and she mentioned that they give a discount for people who are 55 and older and would I qualify for that discount? At least she worded it that way and not assuming. I mean, I am 54, but like I didn't know I was getting ready to qualify for a senior discount. So, anyhow. All right. If you can't write a second or third sentence, I'm wondering, Laura, if you pressed and submit on your first sentence. That's okay. You won't, all good. We'll get you on the next round. Okay. And we'll do
Kim,
one. Oh, go
I'm
ahead.
so sorry to interrupt. I've got a classroom management thing because this will sometimes happen in class too. So if you click out of the modal for a second,
Yes.
if you scroll down, you'll be able to see who is submitted.
Oh, okay. And I can turn them back.
Yeah, you can click send response
Sounds
back.
good. Okay.
That can be really helpful when you've got the kid that's like, I'm done, and they've written like four words.
Okay.
Um,
Awesome.
so yeah.
Okay. Very good. And just so you guys know, what I can also see on my screen is how many words kids have written. So I can say, I would go maybe over and check on Jen if I were in person with Jen because she has no response submitted. She started three words. Now, I'm not calling you out, Jen. It's all good. Something could have happened and you have to step away from the screen. I'm just saying what you could do here. All right. Let me get back to my emojis and we'll give you one more. And now after this fourth emoji, go ahead and press submit. And oh, she looks very forlorn in this picture. She looks a little sad, maybe stressed, anxiety. I don't know. But after you finish this one, go ahead and press submit. And I'm going to turn the emojis off so I can see who has submitted. We're wrapping up. So it does give me a completion report on my screen. I can see a little sliding scale as people get completed. Um, if if I were in my classroom and I wanted to take a look at who still needed me, I'd probably pull my board down off of my big screen and I would turn on the names so I could go say, "Hey, what's going on? You know, it's time to get that in." Otherwise, when it's on screen, I would have my anonymized random names. Um, so I've got about half of you complete. If I were to click this begin feedback and reflection now, it would it would ask you, um, sure, Alan, there you go. It would ask you if you wanted to go ahead and basically kind of force quit, like move along with that. So, Alan, there's your last one. Sorry about that.
I think he's looking for emoji number 5.
Oh, we only did four. Sorry, Alan, we only did four. Just so we can get going to the next phase here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and press the begin feedback and reflection. So this is going to um, send it back to you with some information. So let's get there. Yep, I'm sure.
You can't hear it, but there's dramatic music playing on Kim's screen right now.
Oh, they can't hear it. I'm sorry. There is
No, no,
dramatic.
it's totally fine. It's totally fine.
It is dramatic. Um, so Laura asked if this can be used in any language, Adam.
Yeah, the kids can submit it in any language. Now, I will say the AI feedback will be dependent on the language that's it's being submitted in.
Okay.
So, like if your kids are typing in languages that are well represented in large language models, the feedback will be much better than if they're typing in languages that are not as well represented in large language models. And also keep in mind the feedback will be in English. It won't be in the language that the kids submitted it in. Um,
Okay.
so it's a bit tricky with other languages, but you can do it.
All right. So now you guys on your screen should be seeing your information. Carlos, no? Okay. Now maybe? Now are you seeing it, Bonnie? Okay. So on your screens, you are seeing feedback, and I believe you have a spot to give a thumbs up or a thumbs down. So as you give that thumbs up, the next set of feedback will come up. I believe I put in two conditions on there. And so when you'll be able to read your feedback and give a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you agree or disagree with it. It's very funny when kids disagree with it. They're like, that is not what I did at all. I'm like, really? Let's look at that. And so we look at it together, Adam.
Yeah, no, and so in fact, somebody actually should do this just so we can demo what it looks like. But if you give it a thumbs down, when you click submit to submit your reflection, a little thing will pop up that's like, "Hey, we noticed you disagreed with some of your feedback. Do you want to flag it for review with your teacher?" And then it'll pop up a little message on the student's response once you get to the after activity report. So
Okay.
it's kind of an avenue for recourse if you want to have a conversation with a kid about feedback that they disagree with. And honestly, some of those conversations are some of the most meaningful I think you can have on some of this stuff. So I would definitely flag that for folks.
Okay. Awesome. So if you guys go ahead and submit. All right. So oops, how that happened again. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and click show results. It's going to force some of
Kim,
you out.
oh, you know what? I never had a submit button. Do you think that's because I'm on an iPad? Could there be?
Yeah, it could be that the submit button was like below the fold or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I couldn't find it.
Uh,
Thanks.
I'm on an iPad and I was able to submit.
Hmm. Yeah, let me,
Okay.
yeah, sorry. If you email me, I'm happy to look into what happened on that, Bonnie. Sorry about that.
All right. So before we look at this, what we should do next, I want to look at this stuff right here. So I had originally, you guys didn't see me do this before when I was creating the activity, I put in that I wanted you to be creative and have engaging word choice was the two focus areas that I put in there. And so, it looks like for engaging word choice, we had one person as a beginner, we had 16 of you as intermediate, and five as advanced. And then for engaging word choice, we had one beginner, 16, and oh, sorry, no. Oh, that was create. Oh, let me get back to the creative. Huh. Okay.
So Kim, if you click show next steps at the bottom,
Okay. Thank
uh,
you. There we
and then if
go. Okay.
you have some options here. If you want to pull up responses and look through the different success criteria, if you click read responses and reflections,
There we go.
then you can click into them. Yeah.
Very good. Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
I told Adam, I'm like, I use this with kids, but I don't know if you guys know this. I go into classrooms, and so I don't get to see the long-term benefits of this doing it daily with my kids. So, I'm gonna go ahead and just pick on Tam, and so AI's feedback showed that you came up with a fun story idea. Great job using the word relieved. And so this was an intermediate response, and the student agreed with the feedback. Um, is there anything else on this page I should show, Adam?
Yeah, I'd just say when I pull this up in front of kids, I normally turn the names off just to protect, egos and things.
There we go.
Um,
We're
and
back
this
to
can
our
also be a,
anon.
oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Kim.
No, you're
Um,
good. I turned it off.
if a kid had flagged their feedback for review, there would be a little red marker by their name too. So this can be a good space to have those conversations. And then the last piece, just to kind of give you insight into how we're prompting AI to provide feedback for students. First of all, obviously it's focused on the success criteria that you've set, and that's maybe the most important part. But the second piece is we're trying to give kids feedback that is helpful and that it gives them a recipe for what to do next, which is really important, a really important aspect of feedback. But we don't want it to be so helpful that it literally tells them exactly what they need to do. And that's a huge challenge with AI feedback at the moment, I would say. Sometimes it's like, you can improve your response by putting this sentence, and then it just gives the kids the sentence. And it's like, okay, great, but now the kid's just going to copy paste that in and they didn't have to do any thinking. So we're trying to straddle the line between like helpful next steps for learning without being so helpful we do the work for them, just to give you some insight on that.
All right. And then we can also, so after maybe you go over some of them, you can go into this revise and resubmit. So that would allow you to go in and maybe one of the criteria I've been working on with my students is for descriptive writing, we want two adjectives per noun. So I might tell them go back in and put that two adjectives per noun. We can also do the pair up and discuss. So where kids will actually sit together so they'd have some human interaction. So in the old school way of a pre-short answer doing a random emoji power paragraph, this would then move into what we call the nacho paragraph, where they would maybe revise a paragraph that wasn't theirs. But that nacho revision could look a little differently with this pairing up and discussing, and you could have them you could go ahead and then pick one from the responses and have them revise that if you wanted. There's lots of different ways you can do that part of it, but this is where that good feedback is coming through for them. So, any questions you have in general for Adam or myself about short answer and random emoji working in tandem? So I see here Nicole says, does the company keep data on students? Do the students need to log in? My district and state have strict monitoring platforms.
Good question. Thank you for asking it. So no, students don't need accounts with short answer, and we did that intentionally to keep the lift low for you, so you don't have to deal with rostering. So it's like Kahoot, like the kids sign in with the code, and it's a one-time join code every time. In terms of like district data privacy, and I know a lot of states are getting strict with that. We're happy to sign data privacy agreements. We have no problem doing that, and I can actually put in the chat real quick our privacy and security information. But good question. There we go.
All right. Great. Okay, so I'm going to go back into my slide deck and kind of run through. how we get here. So here's the suggested flow. We're back on my slide, yes? Okay, great. So the teacher launches the short answer. You're going to click create activity. You enter a prompt. When you launch, you have to turn that random emoji power paragraph on, and then you launch and have the students join. So I have built slides for you that show you this step by step, and then I'm going to demo it. So I've tried to put all the steps in there for you to see. And one of the most important things that I've learned with using short answer is when you get to the different types of activities, what's really cool is they built in for those of you going, because I even said it to Adam, I'm like, how do I know what each of these does? They're so awesome, but how do I know? And there's a little description there, but then I feel like sometimes in the classroom I'm shooting blind. It's like we gotta go. I didn't do my job ahead of time. What's really cool is there's a learn about each type of activity, and you click on the intro, and there's a little video that walks you through what each one does. So it takes away that whole question of what does this one do? So I will run you through now how we get one going and from the beginning. So I log in. Um, Sorry about that. There we go. So I'm going to go straight to create an activity. For my prompt and question, since my goal is to use the random emojis, I am going to just put in here use emojis to inspire descriptive writing. And I'm not going to add a topic. I can if I want to group these. If you were using maybe you were going to have them, they had to use specific vocabulary for like that week's words from your weekly story. You wanted them to incorporate some of those words. That could be a must do in there, or you're working on seasonal adjectives. You could throw those in there and say they must, you must use these words. So that's all I'm going to do for a prompt. And then I don't have any files I want to attach. Writing scaffolds. I don't want to have any of the writing scaffolds in there, but you can provide stems. Now, if when I look at these stems, this is focusing on the emoji, and so that's not the kind of stem I want. So I'm going to X that out. Let's see what it does for an outline. So I've never clicked that before, but it gives me some good ideas on providing an outline students can use to organize their writing. For a random emoji, that's not my purpose of a random emoji. This is like quick daily writing activity, so I'm going to actually not use that, and I'm just going to click next, but I wanted to show you what it did. Now here's where you pick your success criteria. So you can have success criteria for content and structure, and then also create your own. So on content, on the last one, I chose creative and engaging word choice. And then for structure, let's see. I'm going to go with sentence variety on this one because so many times, especially with young writers, every sentence start the same way. And like the third graders love and so and all that. So, um, yes, Alan, you could absolutely do that. Alan asked about uploading expository text. Absolutely. All right. So then I click next from here and I'm giving it an overview and making sure it got everything I wanted, which it did. And then, oh wait, I missed that. The in structure, I wanted sentence variety. There we go. Okay. There we go. Now I've got all three of those. I can even preview it right here and see how it will look for my class and get a whole little preview built just for me, which is kind of cool. But I'm going to click create and exit. I give it a moment to create the activity. So now this activity is right here in my files. I click to launch it. And this is where I said you'd see the screen learn about each activity. So I can click learn here. And if I want to learn about Battle Royale, I can watch this little learn video or like it walks you through the steps.
Let's break down the
And-
Battle Royale act.
and it will talk to
First,
you.
students sign in using your teacher code.
Kim,
Let's
sorry.
break down the
There's
battle.
if you hover, sorry, it doesn't matter.
It's
But if you
okay.
hover, if you want to turn off the voiceover of that, there's a little button at the top you can.
Okay. So we don't need to watch the video. Together. That's something you can do on your own. But I want to go ahead and do the Battle Royale just so you can see that because it's really fun. And also I want to, if I don't know that we'll have time to do the pen pals, but I just did pen pals for the first time with some fourth graders. And so with pen pals, they get to choose, let me see, will it come up here? No, you choose some personas of the different pen pals, and one of them's named Surly Sam, and so he gives them like really sarcastic, straightforward feedback, and he's hilarious. But you have to like preface it with the kids, and it gives you like a disclaimer warning on the screen, like Surly Sam is like pretty straightforward. Like, is that what you want? And the fourth grader's like, yeah, give it to me. So it was hilarious. So we really had fun with that one. Highly recommend. Okay, great. Adam just put in a TikTok about pen pals.
Yeah,
But
sorry to distract everyone with my TikTok, but
no, I
um,
love it.
so one wrinkle that I've heard a lot of teachers doing, especially at the elementary level, that I love is they'll have the kids come up to the front and read the feedback in the voice of the character. So it's like if it's Surly Sam, the kids come up and read like in their angry voice the feedback, which I think is really cool.
That's super fun. Super fun. Okay. So, you know what? Let's do let's do the we got to do the Shirley Sam. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and go with pen pals. We're gonna go with pen pals because we gotta see Shirley Sam. Okay. Let me get. Do I have to get back out of here? Oh, there we
Yes,
go.
yeah, there you go.
All right. Launch. There we go. We'll do pen pals because we got to see that. All right. I got to remember to turn on my emojis, and then I'm going to go ahead and launch it. And I'm going to get you guys the code to log in. All right. So I'll get you guys logged in. So I had to impromptu sub for a teacher last week. She was out with the flu and then her sub got sick too. So like it was this domino effect. So I walk in and there's no lesson plans for me yet because anyway, it was a whole thing. And so the kids are like, well, we normally start our day on iReady. I'm like, well, do you want iReady or do you want like something fun? And they're like, we want something fun. And so like then I'm a goddess when I come in and we do this. And I get them writing a paragraph in 5 minutes. They've written a paragraph, right? So it's this great little trickery that we use with our kids. Okay, I got you logged in. So you guys all have a spot to write on yours. Let me open my emojis and oh, we're really into the yoga poses these days. I don't know how it randomizes, but we've got a beginning yoga pose here, some meditation, or it could be someone sat down in a circle to play duck, duck, goose. I don't know. All I know is that my body now, if I get up from this position, makes a lot of sounds like glow sticks popping. So, all right. So you're writing your descriptive sentence, hopefully putting in a few adjectives. This is where I also tell my kids, make sure you have at least one compound sentence. Um, or I'll say, begin your sentence with an adverb. Just like I did with you guys, begin your sentence with a prepositional phrase. I also have had to ban certain things at grade levels. So you can't use the name of anybody in the class. Um, or our school is pretty small, so I say you can't use the name of anybody in the grade level because they all know each other. I'll say that you can't use words unless they're in the dictionary because one year in 2019, when I was back in the classroom, yeet was like the word, so everyone was yeeting everything, and I was sick of the yeeting. If they use numbers, it has to be under 1 million because they'll use a one with like 20 zeros behind it. I tell them, you have to be prepared that if I were to pull your paragraph, we would get on the phone and read it to your grandma and you'd be okay with that. So that's another one that you can use because that, school appropriate, all that kind of stuff. So, all right. Okay, sorry, your second emoji. Oh, looks like we've got a superhero going here. Or you could focus on those red goggles or a cape. So if any of you are a tested grade level and you need your kids to learn about writing on demand and typing like authentically, this is great typing practice that doesn't feel like typing practice. Give them a minute per sentence and they're doing well to get that practice in. Plus they're practicing writing skills. Our third emoji is the guy on the bike or person on the bike with the red bike helmet. Now, it could just be a bike. It doesn't have to be the person. You could write about the person with the red shoes. You can turn the emojis into basically anything. Your kids will get so clever with what they turn the emojis into. It like blows your mind. It's so awesome. You would not have gotten that writing with a hamburger paragraph. I guarantee it. All right. And for the sake of time, we're just going to do the four emojis. And we have a visually impaired person with a cane is what it looks like. But again, you can turn that into whatever works for you. And when you get that fourth sentence written, you can go ahead and submit.
Something else, Kim, just while folks are finishing up, you'll notice when you signed in to Short Answer, we automatically take over your screen as a student. We do that intentionally for classroom management purposes to help keep kids focused and not distracted, and also hopefully keep them off of like ChatGPT and
All
pulling
right.
it in when you don't want them pulling it in. And something we're working on right now that's not in the app, but will be soon, is if a kid leaves full screen mode, we want to give you a little notification that that happened.
Okay, awesome.
Classroom management.
Very
Yeah.
good. If you wanted to time this activity, there is a timer built in right on the screen as well. Um, so many times I've been teaching and it's like, no, I need one more minute. I need 5 more minutes or whatever. And then the time of the activity stretches to get there. And for me, this is formative writing practice. This is not necessarily for a grade other than participation and completeness. So I will tell the kids like it's okay if you don't get that fourth sentence done. This is practice because we're building skills. So that goes into your grading philosophy on things. So I that's not a debate that we want to take on right now or anything, but just telling you kind of like my behind the scenes of what I'm thinking. Like I just want them getting practice. So, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and force you guys to finish. Okay, so now this is where we select two AI pals to discuss responses. And since you haven't seen these before, oh, I only did four emojis, Debbie. That last one was the person with the cane and visually impaired. Okay, so we have Surly Sam. He's a lovable grump. And there is the warning label on here, which I love. Sam's feedback is blunt and may not be a good fit for all classes. Mellow Matt, the cosmic wanderer, keeps things chill. Posh Pip, the kids loved Posh Pip, I think because she's the bougie Brit, is they loved hearing the word bougie. We have Bubbly Bo, she's bright side of things. Nervous Nia, the worrywart, and Cool Callie, the hipster. Uh, that one uses Gen Z slang that may not be a good fit for all classes. So, we're gonna go Surly Sam because we have to. And Cool Callie.
I love that
Cool.
we went right for the ones with the warning labels. I love
Well,
it.
yeah, I mean, you're with me. Come on. All right. So now we're going to begin voting. And on your screen, uh, right? You will
Yeah, so what's
vote.
going to happen is when you click OK, sounds good. Everybody now sees, because of the numbers, four responses on their screen. So you need to read through those responses from your classmates in quotes in this context, and vote for the one that you think strongest based on our success criteria, which again are creative, engaging word choice, and strong sentence variety.
All right, so I'll be quiet to let you read and vote.
So what's going on Kim's screen? Sorry to talk to you guys while you're trying to think about your feedback. Is we're kind of like showing you as the teacher, like, hey, here's the ones that the kids are upvoting that they want to debate with the pen pals. You can override those if you're like, nah, we're not doing that one. You can just click it and then click a different one.
Yeah.
But basically, we do one response per success criteria. So that's why there's like three being highlighted right here.
The kids will often vote for the one that you don't want to
Yep.
read aloud. So I like that option that I don't have to use the one they vote for.
Yep.
So, all right. Okay, give you guys another minute.
And another thing I'll say too, while y'all are still voting, Pen Pals is still in sort of beta mode. We're still figuring out what the structure of it should be. So if you use it again, we would really love your feedback on what goes well and maybe what could be fixed or improved.
That's what's been so fun working with Adam and Short Answer with bringing in that edge protocol mindset of not even just the random emoji part of this, but the whole product and kind of like our edge protocol mindset with working with kids and giving them feedback to improve their writing on the fly. And it's been wonderful to work with Adam, and it's a great partnership for all of us, I think. So,
Agreed.
all right, I'm going to go to begin discussion. So we're first looking at creativity. Uses novel ideas to explore an answer or expand on a writing prompt, introducing thoughts out of the box. All right. Shirley, we get to see how what they look. Here we go. All right. All right, because I'm not sure how big it is on your screen, so I'm going to read it real quickly. Jolly Mystery wrote, Jackie had gotten into yoga to deal with his severe anger issues. I mean, it was like Incredible Hulk level anger issues, so the yoga was important. He'd found that by controlling his frustration, he could redirect it towards exercise and health activities. It gave his life direction. Wow. Quite like that's amazing for a Saturday morning. So, Surly Sam says, well, I'll be darned. Comparing anger issues to the Incredible Hulk level shows some real creative thinking there, youngster. Not hopeless after all, especially with that clever twist of turning destructive anger into something positive like yoga and healthy activities. And then uh what was Callie? Cool
Cool
Callie
Cal.
says,
Yep. Yep.
nah, bestie. Surly Sam was totally missing the mark here because that Hulk comparison is so basic and overused. Like everyone's heard that metaphor 1,000 times before. It's giving major mid energy. To actually be creative, you could explore something way more unique, like comparing anger to a glitched video game character or describe the yoga transformation through some fresh, unexpected imagery that hasn't been done to death. Now, I don't think my fourth and fifth graders would really get Callie, cool Callie, but I think your middle school and high school kids would have fun with them. My fourth and fifth graders will get Surly Sam, no problem. So, hilarious. Okay, so then we begin vote, and now you guys get to vote on which one you agree with.
So you'll have to scroll to the top of your screen, and there'll be two buttons in the top right. You'll click which one you agree with. It looks like we're split. This is interesting.
Yeah.
One thing I like to do when I've done this is before we do the vote, we'll do like a think pair share of just like, hey,
Okay.
Talk to the person next to you. Which one do you agree with and why? And then maybe have the kids share out a little bit. Yeah, Christelle, I'm sorry that the UI design on this is my doings and it's not the greatest. Okay, so if you scroll to the top, in the top right hand corner, there should be two buttons that you can click. Um, I can't. I've already submitted mine, but
And I can't. So,
yeah.
all right. So I'm going to continue to self-reflection now. We're pretty much split. Shirley Sam by a little bit.
So mid.
Not so hopeless after all.
All right. Very good. Okay, so then we could move. Oh, here we go. Um,
So now the kids are gonna do some self-reflection
okay.
on the success criteria of like, all right, based on what we just talked about, what do you think about your own response in terms of this success criteria? And again, a lot of this is kind of dependent on timing. If you want to fly through this, you can skip through it and click
Okay.
continue to the next
All right.
criteria.
I'm going to go ahead and move us through. It would obviously be a lot different if I were in person with you guys and could see that we were moving through the voting and what was on your screen. Okay, so now we're going to look at grabbing the reader's attention.
What a total crash out.
Man,
Okay. All right. So this, oh, okay.
here.
Okay. I'll read it to you because it might be slow, small on your screen. She sat in meditation while listening to the calming music emanating from her sound system. She felt as powerful as a superhero in this moment. Nothing could take her mind off the meditation like the annoying sound of bicycles outside her window. Her focus was intense as if she was blind to everything around her. Got some very poetic people this morning. So Cool Callie is vibing with this. Bestie, your word choices are literally so immaculate. Like when you wrote, she felt as powerful as a superhero, and her focus was intense as if she was blind to everything around her. Those comparisons are absolutely chef's kiss. These vivid descriptions totally transport the reader into the meditation scene and make us feel exactly what she's experiencing, no cap. And then Surly Sam says, Bah, cool Callie's being too generous. While powerful as a superhero isn't terrible, most of your word choices are as bland as unsalted crackers, especially that confusing mess about being blind to everything around her. During meditation, youth is wasted on the young. Instead of these boring words like calming and intense, try something with actual flavor like tranquil melodies washed over her, and her concentration became laser sharp. So we'll begin the vote here. Surly Sam was quite surly.
There's a reason we had to put a warning label on
For
Surly.
sure, for sure. All right, I'm going to go to continue to the self-reflection.
Stubborn fool.
Amazing.
All right. And then you guys have some information on your screen.
Yeah, and I would say too, just from a classroom management perspective, if I were running pen pals, I'd probably just do one or two success criteria max just for timing
Okay,
purposes.
makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to actually bust us through. We're not going to, can I just go through this?
It's gonna
It's
you're
going to
gonna have to
force me to
click
do
through
it.
it, but
Okay,
we can go through it quickly.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Uh-huh.
Sitting in my peaceful pose, I felt little to no peace. Where was my superhero when I needed him? The need to cycle away was drawing closer, and I felt the need to get out of this space. I do not have a clear vision of where to go, though. So Surly Sam says, not hopeless after all. You've mixed up your sentence structures. Like sitting in my peaceful pose, I felt little to no peace. With that fancy participle phrase starter, then switch to a simple question: where was my superhero when I needed him? Miracles do happen when youngsters actually use different sentence types instead of boring everyone to tears. And then Callie says, nah, fam, Sam's totally missing the point here. While you did start with that participle phrase, the rest of your sentences are giving major basic vibes with mostly simple structures that sound kind of repetitive. You should absolutely level up by mixing in some compound sentences with coordinating conjunctions or throw in a complex sentence with subordinate clauses to make your writing hit different. All right. So real quick, give this a vote.
Told you.
Style points.
Knew it.
All right. And I'm going to blast us through here.
So mid.
Yeah, cool. I guess.
All right. I don't know that I would do pen pals every time because of the time element, but it might be a once a week type of thing to look forward to. All right.
So there's happy music playing on Kim's
Yes.
here.
Okay.
Whole class actually made a good decision. Mark it on your calendar. Won't see this again in decades.
All right. So then we could go into the start revision, which I'm just going to end the activity, but you could go into the revision part. Okay. So, and I always like this at the end of the activity. It tells us how many words the class wrote, which is always a fun thing to see. Okay. So back now into the slides. So we covered how to go through and launch and everything and use the emojis. Is there anything else that you need to know about doing the random emojis in short answer or short answer in general? Questions you have? We have about 5 minutes left. And feel free to unmute too. You don't have to type it.
Kim, do you want me to stop the recording?
Oh, so that people might be more apt to to do. Sure. So now the record, is it off? Okay. Oh, it's actually, I think Chris has it set.
Has it? Yep.
That's okay. All right. I did drop the slides into the chat for you. Um, Someone mentioned a trial period. Is all of this available in a paid version after the trial?
So pen pals and here, I tell you what, rather than give you a long convoluted answer, the best place to go is our plans and pricing page. It'll give you the